All right. So this is something different today. This is your telemetry for your car. Unfortunately, you got to set the button for it because it doesn't come set, so you'll never know if you use it or not. But we're going to go through these settings and I'm going to see what I need to add to the car. We're going to use a stock S1 864 16 Porsche 1911 911 GT3 RS. So let's start from the beginning.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Those going outside the big circle like that. So we're going to unload each of these tires one by one. It ain't going to work as a unit like it's supposed to. So we swerve back and forth and it's taking pretty much off these tires. It's not sticking to them.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Okay. Body acceleration. You don't want the line coming out of the little circle.
In 400 yards, turn left.
That little circle does us off balance. We're going too fast for the stock suspension. And if you notice, the PSI keeps changing in all of our tires. Right now, we are in winter time, so it's the coldest time. You notice the PSI is changing. So we got 38.7, 38.8, 38.5 on the back tires are pretty well even. Then we got 33.7 on the front left, 33.6 on the right. This right here is going to show the temperature of our tires. So the outside edge of our the outside edge of our tires is what's gripping the road. So we're cambered really far. And we're going around corners and we're not hitting that centered tire. So it's a race car. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that, try to bring that in a little bit. You want it close to zero as possible. There we go. Now we're trying to...
You have arrived at your destination.
On your walk the road like an idiot. Let's find a new spot. Where do we want to go now? Well, let's go to the mountain.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
See how the tires lit up. Launch control, I'll put the coal off. See how the inside edge of the front tires is cold.
Yards, turn right.
Inside edge is still cooling off. It's not even touching. Probably from all the trees we're hitting. Let's go ahead and do 1.5. Get her really in there.
Turn right. At the roundabout, take the second exit.
This is what I sound most of the time for when I'm tuning. Then I can get the car flat.
You have arrived at your destination.
There's still two out. Way too far. Go to 1 point on that too.
In 400 yards, turn sharp left.
Oops. This is staff. Holy butt fuck, man.
Turn sharp left.
No, now we're almost 40,000 back. So we're gonna want to start losing grip now. See, we're only at 35 psi in the rear. We're already at 40, so we're gonna do 29. The less air you have in your tires, the hotter they do get. But it's winter time, so we ain't gonna have no damn grip if they overheat.
In 200 yards, turn sharp right. Turn
Pressure
sharp
in the
right.
tire that gives us new grip. See that? I'll wait for the tires to cool off. See, the temperature is like over 200 degrees. I'll wait for them to cool off now. That's why when you're in a really long race, you turn around and you start losing grip towards the end of the race. That's because the tires have gotten too hot. And you've gotten too much tire pressure in them because a hotter tire gains more air. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and launch the car. It's cool enough for me. Better grip now. Takes longer for them to air back up after. So let's go ahead and bring this down to 30. We'll do 29 on those two. Those are getting a little hot. Just stiffen it up just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Squishiness. Squishiness. Well, just a little bit. Don't worry about that. Not yet. We got the front tires pretty dialed in. Rear tires are too flat, so we're gonna have to camber those out just a touch. Let's do 1.7, that sounds good. We don't want them to overheat. It's like a steak, you want even heat. You don't want them, overcooked. You don't want them, a little cold in the center. I like, little horns knocked off. Just wipe its ass, warm it up for me. See how we're starting to cool off on the outside now? We're hot on the other side. So this is what we're gonna do now. What the fuck? What was that all about? Went the wrong way. Uh-oh.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Go there. Nice and even. Nice. A rear lights out a little faster. Let's change that. Now, this is what I meant by everything's backwards. So you notice how the rear tires were lighting up first by like a smidgen. So we're gonna go ahead and go like to 45. See what that does. Watch. Go 70. Yeah, that. How the brake and the back lit up before the one on the front. And then it changed. The one on the front's lighting up before the back one. Watch. Kind of even now. I'll cause you to spin out, It's nice, even.
In 400 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Alright, we're getting rid of that.
In 400 yards,
Turn a stock
turn
car
left.
into a nice car. Look at that.
Turn left. At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Let's go do a race. I know what this thing drove like before. We're gonna definitely use our stock car. I'm just gonna run the driver tires over because I dislike them. Well, this car does have rear steer. So when the wheels are turned, the rear wheels will turn too. Here to get this park started. Drivatars are always your friends. Well, my bottomist is in front of us in his van, it looks like. So cool. Ah! that's the end of today's tuning. Oh,